What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. You're tuned in to our Black Friday episode. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And welcome to another Black Friday. Okay, fellas, let's talk about it. Do y'all believe your environment helps shape who you are as a person?
Most definitely. I believe that 100%.
No doubt.
Yes, definitely.
Builds character.
It builds your character. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Do y'all believe that your life experiences help shapes who you are as a person?
Most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Same.
definitely.
Has a lot to do with your character building, things that you've gone through.
But you know, golly, I know you got more questions. I really want to go into that.
No, go ahead.
We, all of us, we grew up in the hood. His first question was, do you think your environment, what was it?
Yeah.
Shape your character or whatever?
Yeah, shape who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
So, I agree, but at the same time I disagree, because we could all have been robbers, killers, dope dealers, but we weren't, because that's mostly what we seen in the hood.
Well, that would make us a victim of our environment.
Right. A product of it, or
yeah.
even.
It's
But
not
I
really a
think-
victim, because you just said shape.
Well, I feel
If
like
that's all we seen,
But
that would have shaped us to be
Now-
a robber, a dope dealer, or
not necessarily, because we saw the outcome of being those items, a drug dealer.
and let me say something, not to cut you, K Money, but some of what you're talking about, we actually did.
yeah, true.
But
we stopped.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so your environment,
shaped us.
your environment helps shape who you are as a person.
Okay, I agree.
You chose not to go that route for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
right.
go back. We're gonna go back and talk about all of this too
Okay,
now.
okay.
And so y'all agree that your life experiences
Yes.
help shape
Right.
who you are as a person. Now, do y'all believe that the company you keep
Of course.
helps shape
Oh, yes.
Most
who
definitely.
you are as a person?
Yes, sir.
Or not shapes who you are as a person, but shapes your decision making.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because my next question was, do y'all believe that your environment affects the way that you think, feel,
Yes.
and act?
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally agree.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. So with that being said, this is a Black Friday, and we all be around predominantly black folks. We
Right.
grew up with predominantly black folks. Well, I don't know about y'all, but in my community, I see more negativity than positivity.
True.
What about y'all?
Yeah.
Same thing. And it's annoying to the point to where it's almost like, what do? You know,
What can you do?
there is no first step, basically. You know what I mean?
You don't know where to start.
You don't know where to start.
With the females or the males.
It's just our
It's
community
just bad.
alone, the mind frame of most of the people in our community is not right. It's the mindset that's wrong. And there's no way to change a person's mindset that's not paying attention to you. You know what I mean? If they not paying attention to you, even though you know the mindset ain't right, there's no way you can change those people. There's no program that can change those people. They've already been programmed to be this way.
Yeah, especially when you do things that's clearly wrong.
Oh yeah.
Clearly wrong, but in your mind or their mind, they think it's natural. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not.
it is a natural thing in that environment. You know what I'm saying?
But even in somewhere in your soul, you should say, man, that ain't right. You know, it just ain't right.
And I'm gonna say this. That's true, and I think what it is as you age, that part starts setting in. But for those that don't age, you got some people that never grow up, you know, mentally.
Never. Yep.
They're
stuck
20
there.
something all their life.
They're 20 something in their 50s still.
Right. So they don't get it, but I think us that's on this panel, because of growth, some of our mind frame and mindsets have changed for the better.
Yep.
Because I'm not gonna say that we were we did good in school.
The heavenly angels,
But it was stuff that we did dirt wise.
Yeah.
You know what
Definitely.
I mean? And we got away from it.
We grew out of it.
We grew out of it, but you got some that's mindset won't grow away from it. So that's why they're stuck. And it's harder to change them because they've been in these facilities that house them, such as prison, supposedly to rehab them, but that's not what's happening. They getting caught up on the fact that, I eat 3 meals a day. I don't have to, bare minimum work in here.
Yeah.
And I'm eating, and now they comfortable in those places because of some of the things that these prisons come equipped with. So I think it's gonna be hard to change the mindset to people that want to do the right thing, rather than just going with the flow and letting they, surroundings keep them in this zone to where now you're getting in trouble all the time. You're going to prison. That's what sickens me about our community because we, they're already gone.
So it sounds like you and I are on the same page as far as when you use the word community. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, of course.
So when I say when Slash say community, when I say community, or we're talking about just your neighborhood you grew up in, or are we talking about
The black community.
the black community as a whole?
Yeah, black community as a whole.
Yeah, because there's certain black communities that give you a positive
Well,
mindset. But
we got it all.
Yeah,
We got
exactly.
positive. Because, man, where I come from,
Right.
I had positive people in my family that would tell you when you're doing wrong,
Yep.
but you knew right from wrong. You knew which wrong you was going to do,
Exactly.
and you knew when to do right because you had these people in your community.
But you had them negative people that be in your
It's-
ear and make it sound good, like
And
you
like
get,
Freddie
get
G
money
was saying,
like this.
but see, Freddie G said it's a lot of it. It's a lot of negative.
And that's what. Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of.
Yeah, it seems like that's what I see in our community, the black community, and we're all on the same page when we're speaking of community. If we go to Compton, California, there is a black community.
That's true.
We go to Memphis, Tennessee, there is a black community.
And the rules all apply.
Yeah. So we are a part, although we're not from those neighborhoods, we still are a part of
that
those
community.
black communities.
That's right.
So we're all on the same page as black community. So it seems as if, it just seems this way, that I see more negativity than positivity in the black community.
You do.
Definitely.
Now, what I want to do now is I want to talk about social media. And I want to talk about social media because that's a community. Now, social media is a community. Now, within that community, you have different neighborhoods. Now, what I've done is I took the top 3 neighborhoods in social media.
Right.
And it's in this order: YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook, and Instagram. Right? Now, it seems as if, for me, it seems as if the most dominant race in those communities are black folks.
Of course.
It seems like they're the most dominant race. Yeah, you see some white people stuff, whatever, but it seems like black folks just dominate
They
social
live
media.
They gravitate to it.
I
And
think they dominate the negativity.
Well, I'm
That's
glad
what
you said that. But still, when you look at social media,
It's
it
predominantly
seems like
black.
it's more black folks on social media. Like we're just dominating
Yeah. Yep.
social media.
Well, that's a way of us. You got to realize we don't all have a voice within our community, or let me say, we don't use our voice within our community. So that's one way for us to get our voice out there, whether it be negative or positive. We have to speak on whatever it is, some kind of way for somebody to understand. And it's important that we understand the negativity even in our community, because without understanding the negativity in our community, there's no way to change it or get it to go a positive route. You know what I mean? So we have to be able to understand the negative. Now that we understand it, I think our next step, which would be a completely different show from now, would be how to switch it back over. But yes, negativity is taking over our community in so many different ways, man, in every form of, every area of life. Black people are being negative in every way, man, and it's sad. Yeah. It's against each other, own family members. You know what I'm saying? It's really getting to the point to where who do you trust now?
Now check this out. I'm finna tell y'all, I'm finna share something that's gonna be shocking. Now I talked about social media, black folks, and the negativity in our community. It seems like we have a bunch of negativity, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I broke down within our community. I talked about, and I made the platforms neighborhoods, and I took the top 3 neighborhoods, which is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Mm-hmm. And it seems like we're dominating all of those neighborhoods, right? Mm-hmm. For YouTube, black folks are in 3rd. We're not the most raised
really
on YouTube.
So,
but for some reason, it seems like we dominate YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that from a full community? I mean, we talk about all races.
Yeah. I took 4 races. Mm-hmm. I took 4 races, and I wanted to see which race is most mainly on YouTube. And Asians at 93%.
So 93% of the people that's on YouTube
are Asian. And Hispanics are at 86%.
And
blacks are at 82%.
So,
but it seems like
that we're there the most
dominating.
Now, here's the problem with that number and those numbers, because it's only 82% black people on there, and that means that almost 90% of that is negative standpoints.
Yes.
On social media from black folks. That's bad.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's the purpose of this show.
That's really bad.
That's the purpose of this show.
I'm gonna need you to repeat that, because I hear what you're saying, but I'm not following.
So what Freddie G is saying is that there's a larger percentage of Chinese or Asian people on YouTube, right. And then you have the Hispanic community, and then we come in at 82.
82%.
Okay, so now from what we see on YouTube, 82% is only black, but majority of that 82% that black people are posting is negative
stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So more than
it seems like
probably 90%, we dominate definitely in the negative aspect.
And 88% is twerking.
Which is negative.
Exactly.
That's not positive.
It's not positive at all. Because I always do it. I need to stop, but I'll be on that. But you getting paid for this? Are you getting paid? Are you getting paid to do it?
Here's the thing. In all fairness to that, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm finna keep it a buck. In all fairness to that, we know twerking is a form of dance. In all fairness, we know twerking is a form of dance, and depending on if that dance is your preference, then. Depending on if that dance is your preference, then the individual may look at that as negative dancing.
Yeah, depending on what you got on.
Depending on if that dancing is your preference.
Here's the thing. If you on there, you got 20 posts, and if 18 is twerking, that's negative.
That is.
Now, if you got 20 posts and you just twerked in one, you just came from a party, totally different.
And everything else.
And not to stay on twerking, but I just want to throw this at you. Do we agree or disagree? And I'm not defending twerking.
That is a form of dance.
Do we agree or disagree that twerking is a form of dance?
We agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, now, do we agree or disagree that if someone is a teacher, that's positive over negative? If they're trying to teach an art,
it's positive over negative.
It's not an art. It's not an art that you need to teach. It's one of them dance you teach.
Because if somebody posted, "Hey, this is how you twerk, and this is what you do, and this is the new dance, the latest dance that's going on,"
I don't see that as negative.
So it depends on how an individual
Right.
Viewing
How
it's
right.
subjective.
Right.
It's how a person. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
But I want to be fair.
Right. It goes both ways.
I want to be fair.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not to say I'm twerking or whatever the case may be. The whole point is the black community and our environment and how things shape who we are as individuals, right?
Right.
So we looked at it from the community standpoint as far as like if we were actually in a hood or neighborhood or whatever the case may be. We looked at it from the standpoint of, hey, just having black skin and hey, how we communicate amongst each other, what we do
Right.
amongst each other, right? Then I took it and I broke down and I said, well, let's look at us as a community on social media. And I took the social media and I just named YouTube a neighborhood,
Right.
and Facebook a neighborhood, and Instagram a neighborhood, because I wanted to see how it appears. I wanted to discuss how it appears that we dominate everything. We dominate this stuff, but we're not the majority that's on these platforms or in this neighborhood, but it feels like we dominate the neighborhood. Now, when it comes to Facebook, we're the least. We're at 64% on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
I think it's I think you did ask that about 10 years ago because a lot of people except for the older generation don't use Facebook. The younger generation use IG and
Okay.
yeah.
And
They're on TikTok.
TikTok
The
and
younger
IG.
ones are more TikTok.
I
Yeah.
intentionally didn't mention TikTok. I took the top 3, and believe it or not, the study that I studied, TikTok was damn near at the bottom.
Really?
Damn.
I
Yeah,
thought that'd been
but this wasn't about
wouldn't guess
because today's show is not about the whole thing is not about social media. I just wanted to touch on different areas, right?
Yeah.
And TikTok was damn near at the bottom, right? So with now I'm not on Facebook like that, right? Do y'all see a lot of negativity on Facebook from our people?
Not necessarily.
It's-
Due to I think, but I think this has to do with age.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Because I think most of the people that I follow are people that's in my age group.
Yeah.
If I don't know them, they're still
You might
within
have
a
2
certain
or 3
age group.
sprinkled here and there. Somebody's.
Yeah, it's not necessarily catering to
Yeah.
the 18 to 30 something.
And
You feel what I'm
usually-
saying?
yeah.
So I don't see much of it, but what I do see that's negative is certain things such as the people fighting.
Yeah.
You know, posting the fighting
Yeah,
videos.
and that's alluding to what I'm
You
talking
know,
about.
yeah. So I do see that. You know, and of course, we talked about the first one, but yes, the fighting, the people post that. I see that a lot, and that's rather negative on our behalf because, man, my thing is,
Why are we still fighting?
why are we posting this?
That's
Why is this entertainment?
That's it.
This is not even
That's
entertainment.
it. So sometimes it's not about the person you follow. We're still talking about the negativity that
That's in
goes
it.
on in this platform,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
and it seems like we dominate.
We dominate the negativity.
We dominate this
in it.
stuff.
We do.
Negative.
Okay, so now with Instagram, we're third
Again.
at 46%. But it seems as if we dominate.
It's every scroll is a twerk.
Yeah, well, now because I'm gonna tell you what you know what dominates on Instagram. I'm gonna tell you what dominates on Instagram. What dominates on Instagram is the ones that sending you these messages for you to reply to, and then they want you to go to their page where they got photos and they want you to spend the money.
Yeah.
It's so much prostitution.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Visual
Yeah.
prostitution on Instagram.
Yes.
I think that's second biggest problem in the community, and it's not always a black person. You know, they put a picture up, but it's a lot of that go on Instagram.
Would you
which that's-
consider that negative?
I consider that negative.
That
yes.
and false stories. Golly, that goes on YouTube and I mean not YouTube. Yeah, YouTube too, but IG and Facebook. The false stories, you know, ones I done sit y'all. Boy, look at that! Look at that! That's AI. Y'all done told me that many times, and I'm like, oh man, this look real. You see what I'm saying? Those stories, maybe coming from the platforms like that, that's negative to me.
Now I'll tell you the positive. I'm gonna give you some positive stuff that I watch, that I get from social media from black people. Is the actual, I like the prank phone calls, such as Ricky Smiley will do the prank phone calls, what is it? Roy Wood.
Nephew Tommy.
Tommy, Roy Wood Jr. They all do the prank. I like those, and that's positive. Although it brings out the negative in everybody they call, because man, it be fights. The people be really upset.
Yeah, they be hilarious.
But it's a prank call, So I look at that as positive from us. We can acknowledge that we all have this certain mind frame when you pissing us off, especially over the phone. I think we all have that, so that's a positive thing. I think we could take that positive from that, because I don't think it ever ended in nothing negative because it's a prank phone call. But that's a positive from the black folks.
I want to back up though. You mentioned when folks they have a link to another page where they actually are earning from that.
Right.
I would think that that's kind of positive if they're earning money from.
Well, being that it's for sexual preference.
Okay, that's what. Okay, now
is
I
what
understand.
makes it negative to me, because you're actually trying to promote what you want to do.
Exploiting yourself to make some money.
Yeah, and you're telling me, hey, I'll do this, da 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 da. If you want to see my pictures,
Gotcha.
I don't want to see your pictures.
I got you.
So at the beginning of the show, I asked y'all some questions. I asked y'all, did y'all believe y'all environment shaped who you are help shape who you are as a person? I asked y'all, do y'all believe y'all life experiences help shape y'all as a person? I also asked y'all, do y'all believe that the company you keep helps shapes who you are as a person?
Yeah.
And then I asked y'all, do y'all believe that your environment affects the way you think, feel, and act? So with that being said, school, would y'all say that's a positive environment or a negative environment? Meant to be. I know the people, but school.
It's meant to be positive.
To me it's positive. Even one of the negatives are positive, and you might not agree with me. Bullying. People look frown upon on bullying, but I think it's needed to let you
in
know.
School?
Yeah, I think to let you know where you stand in the pecking order.
Well,
I mean, because you can't just go to school and every day is a beautiful flowery day. No, you need real life situations even as kids.
Right. That's how our schools that we went to were sort of like that. But the most negative thing about school is not going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have that kid in the neighborhood that don't want to go to school. The thing is, how do you get him to want to go? How do you show him something positive about going to school? Because that's the most negative thing about school. I wouldn't change nothing that I learned in any school that I went to, even whether good or bad, because you have to experience certain things in life in order to make it in life. You know what I'm saying? To get a little further, you're going to have to experience some trauma, some hard times. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're going to be like 47.
Yeah.
So harken back to the questions that I asked at the beginning about your environment, your life experiences, and the company you keep shaping who you are as a person. Period. The way school was designed, what school is intended and meant for. Do y'all believe it was meant for something positive or negative? Before they even they had a concept and say, hey, we want to build this building and we're going to put educators in this building to teach people, to teach kids.
It depends on how black we about to be for me to answer that.
I think it's
I can only think of positive.
Initially it's positive. It's positive.
Okay, so that it was designed, whoever say let's have school.
It was designed
to be positive, right? So that means that before they put the people in there, the environment was set. Right?
Right.
The environment was set, the goal was set on this is what we want to do.
Right.
Now, when they started putting people in there,
slightly change.
And I'm only speaking of, I'm speaking of black folks because this is Black Friday. When they start putting people in there, in this positive environment, there are some black folks that spent, and I'm just saying high school, that spent 4 years in this positive environment and reached the pinnacle of what they were supposed to reach
Right.
to get out this positive environment. And then there were some individuals that did not reach the pinnacle of what they were supposed to reach to get out this positive environment, right? So now the $1 million question is it the environment or is it you?
It's you.
How you apply yourself and
Is it the environment or is it you?
It's
That's
you.
a really
it's
good
a
question.
It's you.
combination of things, though. I don't know, man. It's
Reason why I say it's you is because at the end of the day, you are in control of what you do. No matter what's going on around you, it's on you.
Okay, now K Money, you said it's you.
It's you.
Now Slash gave a reason why it's you. What's your reason why it's you?
I mean, I totally agree with what Slash said, but I mean, if we know that school is set up for a certain reason and we were to go there for a certain reason, there's no reason why we can't go there and do what we're supposed to do.
Right.
Now, it's a lot of things that go on at schools that are allowed, and I think
That can distract you.
there you go right there.
Yeah.
So it's up to you whether or not you choose to continue to be distracted or
right.
apply yourself as you should while you're at school. You know, so that right there is where you can fall off track and end up going one route versus going the other one. Like you mentioned earlier, some people can go to school and reach the highest pinnacle, where others they don't reach that pinnacle, and that's by the choices that they chose to make while they were at school.
Now, Comedian 96, your turn. Is it the environment or is it you?
I say it's a combination of both. Let me give y'all a good example. I know I've been in this situation. I'm a good person. I feel that I'm a good person. I think I am too. But I've been in a situation where many years ago where I was just looking for a job. Can't say it's me if I'm looking and not finding. I've seen people, I don't know if y'all remember ITT Technical Institute,
Yeah.
computer place, and they say, hey, you get out, 90% of you, 92 or something like that, will get a job
Place
and come out.
yeah.
I've seen a couple of people call every day after they done graduated,
Still
never
can't.
got a job.
Yeah.
So I gotta put it on the environment and the other person.
You're missing the point.
But
So here's the thing.
FTT is the environment.
The environment, I use high school for an example.
Right. I just use ITT. Yeah, go ahead.
The environment is school. The goal when you're in this environment is to reach the pinnacle. The pinnacle is high school diploma.
Right.
That's the goal when you're in this environment. When you put people in this environment, there are some people who reach the pinnacle and there are some that don't.
Okay, you didn't
So
say high school diploma at first.
I did.
Now I get it.
I
He
said-
said
I
that.
thought you was talking about a job. I thought you were talking about a job after you
I
got
said
out of
high school and I explained
Okay,
it.
now if you said diploma, okay, then that's the person. Then if they don't get their degree, that's on them.
Yeah, it's you.
That's them.
Okay.
That's on them. Yeah.
Now, there was a situation where there was a positive environment, right? And this was meant for everyone to succeed, hopefully, right? Now, let's try this. What about your neighborhood? Meaning suburban versus ghetto.
Some people don't like leaving. That's on the person.
What's the question?
It's the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Like, okay,
You gonna stay?
if you are in a environment like a ghetto, and we all know the definition of a ghetto. We may
Okay.
have used our own different choice of words, but we know the definition of a ghetto.
As opposed to being
And
in the suburbs.
versus opposed to being in the suburbs.
It's you.
It's you. Let me tell you why.
Yeah, I still say it's you.
I'm gonna tell you why. I know we all know a person like this. They got Section 8, but decides to live in the hood when they can move anywhere else. I know a couple people like that. They can go live anywhere else, but they
There
want to live
are
in the hood.
people that live in the suburbs, really, really nice areas, but they still who they were.
But at least they got out of
We're not
the
talking
hood.
about where they're living and what. Okay, let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out when it comes to black folks in our community, whether we're in the social media community, whether we're in the education community, meaning school, whether we are in certain neighborhoods, it seems like there's a bunch of negativity that's surrounding us. A bunch of negativity. And we don't reach the pinnacle of where we need to be in life. So, when I say, okay, when I asked y'all earlier, do your environment shape who you are as a person? Do your life experiences shape who you are as a person? Do the company you keep shape who you are as a person? And can your environment affect the way you think,
Yes.
feel,
Yes.
and act? So I asked those questions before I threw these different places and scenarios and situations at you, because I wanted to know, is it the environment or is it you? Because there are a lot of us as black folks, we're blame situation and circumstances on our own problems. We'll blame the fact that, oh, I grew up in the slum and I didn't have much.
We'll make that an excuse.
And now that's an excuse. Oh, my daddy wasn't there.
But it is exactly what it is. It's an excuse. That means it's you. If you have to make excuses for something that you're not doing, then you are the problem, no doubt.
And you would become a victim of your environment. Whereas,
when it comes to ghetto and suburbs,
it's you.
So
still,
can I use a
Go ahead.
person for example? This is a true life example. It's my nephew passed December. My sister had the choice, because she was on Section 8, to move out of the hood. But instead, she wanted to stay in the hood because everybody was close knit and she knew everybody. But I'm like, your son is being affected by the hood, so you need to get him out.
Affected in what way?
Negatively.
He's seeing the negative.
He's seeing the negative, doing the negative, following the negative. Now, had she moved away from all of that,
he wouldn't see it.
He would.
He'd see it.
He'd see it, but
just
far
wouldn't be
away. He wouldn't be exposed to it. He would probably be exposed to something better. But if he's always exposed to negative, and that's all he knows, that's all he sees is that little circle, then that's what he's going to do.
Here's the thing. The major community that everybody, Freddie G brought it up, is social media. So no matter whether you're in the ghetto or the suburbs, you're going to be subjected to negative stuff because you're here in this community where it's negative.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
they do be killing on Facebook, on Instagram.
When it comes down to when you're in the ghetto, and does the ghetto have anything to do with the way your life transpires, that's still you, because you have to make the decision and say, you know what, I'm not going to be affected by the stuff that I see around me. There's somebody in the ghetto that can be the top and reach the pinnacle of presidency that can live in the ghetto for 20, 30 years just by having the right frame of mind and saying, you know what, I'm not going to let none of this distract me. I'm going to be the best that I can be no matter where I stay.
Yeah, you don't have to get caught up in the negativity that's in that environment.
Right.
But it's up to you as that individual whether or not you want to be victimized by, I guess is the word I want to use.
Do you want to be negative or do you want to be positive? You have that choice.
We all grew up in the hood, and I wouldn't have it any other way because of some of the life
I've learned
experiences I've experienced by growing up in the hood. You know, we think different.
That's right.
Versus if we had grew up in the suburbs.
Okay.
You know, I think people in the suburbs are a lot more passive, whereas people in the hood, you know, our heads are more or less on the swivel. We look
because we know, we understand.
We expecting some bad shit to possibly happen.
Exactly.
To where we thinking different. We kind of expecting that negative shit, so that's how we moving.
Okay.
Yep.
So I took one example, meaning school, where this was something that was meant to be positive. I took neighborhoods, a ghetto and a suburbs, and it just depends on your views, because I think housing period
It's everywhere.
is everywhere.
Yeah.
But I wanted you guys to give choices just to see what you guys would say. Now, I want to take something that's intended to be corrective action for negative behavior, and that is prison. I want y'all to keep in mind, I asked y'all, and I keep reiterating this. Do y'all believe your environment shape who you are as a person? Do you believe your life experiences shape who you are as a person? Do you believe the company you keep shape who you are as a person? And do you believe your environment shapes the way you think, feel, and act? Now with those questions that I keep reiterating, let's go to prison. Talk to me.
I'm straddling the fence with prison because I do
You've done
think
something negative to get in there.
Well, yeah, you've done something negative to
He's
get in
asking
there.
will it shape
No.
you?
What I'm saying is that this place is meant to be
Yeah.
for bad actors, and this is supposed to give you corrective action.
As a rehab facility.
I'm gonna say, and I think I'd be the good person to answer this because, we all went to the military, but I went in when Reagan was doing that 5 years or less. You can join the military or you can go to jail for your 5 years, right? I think it was 5 or 3 years or less.
Bush.
Was that Bush?
Yeah.
We went on
90?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
thought
We
it was
went on the
Reagan.
Bush.
Papa Bush, huh?
Was it?
Papa
Yeah, it was
Bush.
Bush.
Papa Bush.
Yeah, so I went in with basically a lot of people that were in prison, a lot of gangbangers. So I ain't gonna lie, I was molded. A lot of my mold came from Jack Yates Senior High School in Houston, but most of who I am came from Freddie G and the Navy. Because I was stationed with prisoners or ex-cons that decided to come into the military. They changed my way of thinking, all that old passive, because I was passive, just like you just said. But they changed all that.
So check it out.
I think they molded me to come.
You're looking at the
Yeah.
person, right?
Yes.
The environment you were in was a military environment. What I'm asking is,
It was not. Them Negroes was not.
no.
Okay.
Here's that.
Okay.
if you're on a ship,
Yeah.
that
you had
ship
your freedom.
that ship was meant for military personnel
Mm-hmm.
to go and do whatever they're gonna do, whatever we do on missions and stuff like that.
Right.
What I'm asking is, you're going to prison now, and this environment is intended for individuals who did wrong, and here's corrective action. So what I'm trying to find out, and I want y'all to talk to me about is, and keeping in mind in regards to the questions I asked y'all earlier, now you're in prison. Talk to me about the prison environment, and does it shape you, or can it shape you? If so, if it's negative, is it positive? What does that do for an individual?
So for me, I haven't been as far as prison. I've been to the county. I've been to
Let's just do
the
jail.
city.
Let's do jail.
I mean, it's different though in prison because you see more negativity in prison than you do in, we here for 30 days. So I can't speak on, the prisoner and what they go through, but it never changed who I was going to the county.
Okay.
I did what I did. I got out and shit. It was some tickets, no insurance,
Okay.
shit. You know what I'm saying? And keep it moving.
I say you will be molded as far as respect is concerned. It's respecting some people's boundaries, their space, respecting. Look, man, don't be
Property.
playing around me while we eating.
And you know what? Let
You
me show
finna
you.
respect some shit when you go to
Certain
prison. All
stuff-
that shit you do outside, you ain't gonna be able to do that.
But see, certain stuff like that is just what you're supposed to do as a person anyway.
But think about it. If you went in because you was a knucklehead, you gonna go
Yeah,
in.
you
think
finna learn it now.
Yeah, you finna learn.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
You finna learn all that what you was doing
Yeah,
out
you gonna
there.
learn it now,
You
'cause
think you
there's
finna
certain
take my
stuff-
cookie off my tray and
You're
live?
not gonna be Billy Badass in there.
Yeah, all that's
They
gone.
not allowing that.
I think it's 50-50, man, because I think some folks can go in and it could change you for the better because it is supposed to be for corrective measures. But then at the same time, it could go in and depending on how long you were in there for
Yeah.
could shape you for the worst. You know, your mentality.
Yeah.
Your mentality.
They
That's
got what
part.
you call being institutionalized. Your mind, you're not used to being free. You're
That-
not used to doing what you want anymore because you done lost that,
'Cause you
that
lost
right
that, yeah.
or that privilege.
Yeah.
So now you fucked up in the head because you so used to being locked up and being told what to do, when to
Somebody
do, and
gotta
how to
tell
do
you
it.
what to do. Yeah.
But then at the same time, you got them convicts or the ones that's locked up doing hard time, and they may not have any. They say they deserve in life.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck what they do and how they do it. So you could be tested by one of these type of people that could change who you were before you even went up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I don't know if you remember the movie with Morgan Freeman. I was just at I can't think of it. Shawshank Redemption. Remember the old man? He was sacking at the grocery store, but he was so used to being inside.
Didn't know how to act.
Didn't know what to do, so he just unalived himself.
Okay, so before I come to a close, man, I want to share something that I heard someone say, someone who went to prison. And I heard this person say, man, what do you expect a motherfucker to act like when you take a motherfucker and you put them in a cell and you lock them up like an animal and behind these closed doors and you feed them through a hole like an animal? That motherfucker gonna act like an animal because that's how you treating that motherfucker, like an animal. So yeah, that motherfucker gonna have a moody attitude because he being fed through a fucking hole in the door. So yeah, that nigga gonna act like an animal. I heard somebody say that and I said, that's interesting. So with that being said, I'm gonna come to a close and say this. Sometimes it's not always your environment. It may be you. And this leads me to my black fact. Today's black facts is Tookie Williams. Now, Tookie Williams was a gang member that actually formed the Crips. And so many of us, we know what Tookie Williams went to prison for, and eventually he was executed in the California prison. But while in prison, he changed his life. And so I want to read a quote from Tookie Williams. And that is, the past is what it is. We learn from it, but we cannot change it. This concludes another dope episode of Black Friday. Tune in next week for Music Monday. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe.